Welcome to BS Live Rocks, Bandemonium Band of the Week. Check out bsliverocks.com and bandemonium.net. You're listening to Bobby and Shane Radio.
All right, BS Live Rocks. Bobby and Shane Radio right here on MaxIncoRadio.com. It's Thursday night. It's Rolando Beach. We're in Studio 69. It's sunny out. There's chicks in the house. There's alcohol. And Steve Sabo is here as well. So all is well. Speaking of epic people in the house, a band out of North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina to be exact, called Something Clever, our Bandemonium Band of the Week. We welcome Mr. Colt. How do you say your last name? Crevar? Is that a good guess?
Crevar.
I was close.
I was going to guess Crevar.
No, he wasn't. and he plays bass in the band. It's not too often we get bass players talking to us. Most of them don't understand the English language. So this is kind of cool talking to a bass player.
Oh, good grief.
Hey, we're few and far between, I mean.
So, a rock alternative band formed in 2011. Why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown on Something Clever, how you guys met, and maybe who's in the band?
Yeah, we originally, the band originally started in the summer of 2011. I joined as a second bass player in the spring of 2013. It's just our guitar player, Kelly, had started it with a bunch of her friends in high school. Went through a couple lineup changes, and somewhere along the way, they had me come along. I was playing in other local bands at the time, was a fan of their band, and they asked me to hop on board, and I couldn't refuse.
So some of the influences listed here are fairly heavy band. How would you describe the sound of Something Clever?
The term we've been using for how we sound is active rock, because we're not really sure that you can put us in like a box. We write heavy songs, we write more melodic rock songs, but we try and keep our playing field as far as like with songs we write as open as possible. So the term just we've been using is active rock, just to kind of give it a good summary.
So you're working on, is this your first EP, Season of Darkness?
The Season of Darkness was an EP we had released last year.
Okay.
We're currently in the studio working up a follow-up, our debut full-length album called Season of Light.
See, I led into that perfect. I knew that. See, that's in front of me, but the listener didn't know that, so that's great. So that's not out yet. You've been working on that right now?
Yeah, actually, we're finishing up the vocals tomorrow, and it'll go on to mix and master, and it should be out by the end of summer. So we're really excited about it.
So what are some of the goals that you have as a band right now?
Honestly, man, just trying to push the album as much as we can and hope for the best for it, really. I mean, right now we're out just doing a bunch of shows, trying to get people hyped up for the album to come out at the end of summer, and, we just want everyone to be as stoked on it as much as we are,
So you're known for fist-clenching, energetic live shows. Now this, I've yet to see you live. Can you describe what Something Clever show is all about?
Something Clever live, the best way I can put it is that we are very real and very to the point when we play on stage. Because nothing's planned, nothing's choreographed. We go by a very little set list. We have songs that we know we want to play for the night, but everything else is totally in the moment. We never have the same show twice, and we want people that come out to our shows to realize that this isn't the same set we did last night. This isn't the same show we did last week or whatever. This is our moment with you, and we want you to experience this as live and as freely as possible.
We're speaking with Colt from the band Something Clever, and they're our Bandemonium Band of the Week. How did you get involved with Bandemonium?
It was through the manager, Brandon, but so far we've just absolutely been seeing a lot of really good feedback from it, getting our music out to a bunch more people than we thought before, and it's been a absolutely positive experience. We're really stoked to be a part of it, honestly.
You're working hard to make this work, obviously, as a career, maybe a side career. What do you think of the music business right now?
I think that the music industry at the moment is in a weird spot. People are very reluctant to go out to see bands like us that they've never heard of before. So we try and, at least from my perspective, is play as good of a show as we possibly can for the people that do show up, and write as good of a song that we possibly can, so that next time we roll around to your city, maybe you'll come back and see us. Maybe you'll bring a friend. Maybe you'll bring a couple friends. But we are just in a weird state right now where everybody's very reluctant about everything with downloading and with going to live shows. Very strange, but we're trying to make the most of it as much as we can.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the money is to be made in live shows because, let's face it, the money that you're making from albums or MP3s or iTunes or whatever it might be is very minimum. And just knowing that you've got a great live show has really got to help you guys out. Why don't you plug some of your upcoming shows? You said you had some coming up this summer?
Yeah, absolutely. We are currently out right now on our Daybreak tour, which is basically going around North and South Carolina and other surrounding estates, just trying to push out. Tomorrow night, which is the 1st of July, I believe, we're playing in Greensboro, North Carolina. Next week on the 9th of July, we're going out to West Virginia, and we'll be playing all the way up till the end of July, where we'll end in Charlotte, North Carolina. Big hometown show, free hometown show. And, then we'll just start the process of getting ready to put the record out.
And speaking of the brand new record that's coming out now, the EP is Season of Darkness, and your brand new release that's coming out is Season of Light. Now that intrigues me. Can you tell me if it's a natural kind of progression into writing, or is it totally sound different from your EP to the new music coming out?
Well, it's really funny, actually. We originally thought when we put out the EP, Season of Darkness, that it was going to be our heaviest songs, our most in-your-face songs on that CD, and then Season of Light to follow would be our more lighter, more anthematic tunes. When, in actuality, it seems like the more we've grown into Season of Light, it's become its own different animal. It's very strange, actually. We've had a lot of this sort of things that have been sort of like a foreshadowing almost. We were in this dark period with Season of Light, or Season of Darkness, rather. And then going into this record, we're going in, brand new drummer, and we also just been writing what we feel like is some of the best material that we've been, we can make at the moment. So we just hope that everyone, comes out and checks us out. And the thing I like about it, too, it's a very diverse record. There's a song on there for everybody, whether it's a heavy song or acoustic song or just a run-of-the-mill rock song, there's something on there for everybody to enjoy.
Once again, we're talking to Colt from the band Something Clever from Charlotte, North Carolina. We did have a question from a listener. We do have a chat box here. It says, who were you influenced by? I have a list of your influences, but maybe you can tell the listeners who your band is influenced by.
Our influences are all over the place, honestly. We're influenced by a lot of the heavier bands and the rock genre, like my personal favorite band is Day to Remember. Other members of the band will say like Chevelle or Avenged Sevenfold or Both My Valentine or The Used. But all of us listen to very different music, styles that influence us. Me personally, it's more of a lot of heavier bands like North Lane and stuff like that. But also, I grew up listening to a bunch of 80s hair metal, so like Motley Crue and Def Leppard and all that sort of stuff just combines together weirdly to make the kind of music that we do.
So if people want to follow you on Facebook, Something Clever 00, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And website, somethingcleverband.com. You also have a Reverb Nation page at Something Clever, and Twitter at @SC_band official.
Yes, that's correct.
That sounds very official. We're going to play a tune right now from your first EP, Best Laid Plans. Why don't you talk about the song before we play it?
Best Laid Plans, we recorded with a guy named Mike Pepe in a place called Susu Studios in Charlotte. The song is very much influenced by just the fact that, you know, the idea of you keeping the sort of plans that you want in a life and it just being completely, or somebody or some being or something trying to destroy all the plans that you worked so hard for. And this is sort of like our kind of middle finger salute to them, you know. It's like, you know, I'd like to see you try and take our plans down or whatever.
All right, Colt, thank you very much. Something Clever is the band Bandemonium Band of the Week.
BS Live rocks.